The greatest mistake people make in life is judging others by what they see on the outside. They look at someone else's clothes, lifestyle, job, or current situation and quickly decide what that person is worth. But appearances can be misleading. Behind a simple appearance, there can be a powerful mind, a kind heart, and a story of success that the world knows nothing about. Humility teaches us one of the most important lessons in life. Every person deserves respect, no matter where they come from or what they have today. A person wearing expensive clothes may have wealth, but a person wearing simple clothes may carry wisdom, experience, and dreams that are far greater than anyone can imagine. Many people make the mistake of giving respect only to those who appear successful. They treat rich people with kindness and ignore those who seem ordinary. But true character is revealed by how we treat people who cannot offer us anything in return. A humble person understands that every human being has value, and every person has a journey that deserves to be respected. There are countless stories of people who were underestimated because of their appearance. They walked into rooms where others laughed at them, ignored them, or believed they were not important. People judged their simple clothing, their quiet personality, or their background. But they did not know the struggles behind that person's journey. They did not know the sacrifices, the hard work, and the determination that created the person standing in front of them. Sometimes the person everyone ignores is the person who has achieved the most. Sometimes the quietest person in the room has the greatest knowledge. Sometimes the person who looks ordinary is the one who has changed thousands of lives. Success does not always announce itself with luxury and attention. Real greatness often walks quietly. A humble person does not need to prove their worth to everyone. They understand that time reveals the truth. When people underestimate them, they do not waste their energy fighting every opinion. Instead, they continue working, learning, and improving themselves. Their actions eventually become louder than the judgments of others. One of the greatest signs of maturity is learning not to judge quickly. Everyone is fighting battles that we cannot see. A person who seems unsuccessful today may be building something extraordinary for tomorrow. A person who appears weak may have survived challenges that would break many others. Respect should not be based on someone else's bank account, position, or appearance. Respect should be given because someone is a human being. The way we treat others shows more about our own character than theirs. A person who insults someone because of their appearance reveals their own lack of understanding. Humility also means remembering that success can change at any moment. The person who is struggling today may become successful tomorrow. The person who is successful today may face difficulties in the future. Life is always changing, and nobody should feel superior because of temporary situations. True leaders are not those who make others feel small. True leaders are those who make others feel valued. They listen, they understand, and they respect everyone around them. The greatest people in history were not remembered only because of their achievements, but because of the way they treated others. Imagine a world where everyone looked beyond appearances. A world where people were judged by their kindness, honesty, and effort instead of their clothing or social status. Many misunderstandings would disappear, and many relationships would become stronger. The lesson is simple: never underestimate anyone. The person standing quietly beside you may have a story that inspires millions. The person you ignore today may become the person you need tomorrow. Every individual carries hidden potential, and every life has a purpose. Humility allows us to see beyond the surface. It reminds us that a person's true value is not measured by what they own, but by who they are. Money can be lost, status can disappear, and appearances can change, but character remains forever. When we stop judging people by appearance and start understanding their hearts, we create a better world. We learn to appreciate people for their efforts, their kindness, and their humanity. The greatest wisdom is knowing that every person we meet has something valuable to teach us. So, before judging someone, remember that you only see a small part of their story. You do not know their struggles, their dreams, or the battles they have won. Treat everyone with respect, because greatness often hides behind simplicity. And sometimes the person you least expect can be the one who teaches you the greatest lesson of your life. There comes a moment in everyone's life when someone doubts them, ignores their abilities, or believes they cannot achieve something meaningful. It can be painful when people look at you and decide your future before you even get the chance to prove yourself. They may judge your current situation, your background, your mistakes, or your struggles, and assume that you are not capable of greatness. But history has shown again and again that many successful people were once underestimated by the very people who later admired them. Being underestimated can become one of the strongest sources of motivation. When others do not believe in you, you have two choices. You can spend your energy trying to convince them, or you can quietly work on yourself and allow your achievements to answer for you. The strongest response to doubt is not anger, arguments, or revenge. The strongest response is growth. When your results become visible, no explanation is needed because success has a voice of its own. Many people waste their valuable time trying to prove themselves to those who have already made negative assumptions about them. They argue, they defend themselves, and they seek approval from people who do not understand their vision. But successful people learn an important lesson: not everyone needs to understand your journey. Sometimes the people who doubt you today simply cannot see the future you are working toward. A seed planted in the ground looks like nothing special. Nobody celebrates it. Nobody sees the roots growing beneath the surface. But with time, patience, and the right conditions, that same seed becomes a powerful tree. Human potential works in a similar way. People may only see your present condition, but they cannot see the effort, discipline, and determination growing inside you. The world often judges people based on where they are instead of where they are going. Someone struggling financially may be seen as unsuccessful, but nobody knows the plans they are building. Someone who failed many times may be called a failure, but nobody knows how many lessons they gained from those experiences. Failure is not the end of the journey, it is often the training ground for future success. When people underestimate you, do not let their opinions become your identity. Other people's judgments are based on their limited understanding. They only see a small piece of your life. They do not see your dreams, your sacrifices, your late nights, your private struggles, or the courage it takes to continue when things are difficult. The greatest achievements in life are often created by people who refuse to accept the limits others placed on them. They faced criticism, rejection, and doubt, but they continued moving forward. They understood that success is not built by collecting approval from everyone around you. Success is built by believing in yourself even when nobody else does. Silence can be a powerful weapon when people underestimate you. Not every battle requires a response. Sometimes the best answer is to improve yourself quietly. While others are talking about what you cannot do, you can be working on what you can achieve. While others are judging your present, you can be creating your future. A person who constantly tries to prove themselves to others becomes controlled by outside opinions. Their confidence depends on whether people praise them or criticize them. But a person who focuses on personal growth becomes stronger. They understand that their value does not change because someone fails to recognize it. Success is not created overnight. Behind every great achievement are years of discipline, patience, and effort. People usually notice the final result, but they rarely see the difficult process behind it. They see the successful business, but they do not see the years of struggle. They see the victory, but they do not see the failures that came before it. They see the confidence, but they do not see the moments of doubt that had to be overcome. When people underestimate you, remember that many great individuals faced the same experience. They were told they were not talented enough, not smart enough, or not capable enough. But instead of accepting those opinions, they used them as fuel. They transformed criticism into motivation and obstacles into opportunities. However, success should not be about proving others wrong. It should be about becoming the best version of yourself. If your only goal is to make others regret doubting you, you are still giving them power over your life. True success comes when you stop chasing revenge and start chasing growth. The greatest victory is not making someone feel bad, it is becoming someone you're proud of. There will always be people who doubt you. No matter how successful you become, someone will have an opinion. The goal is not to make everyone believe in you. The goal is to believe in yourself so strongly that other people's doubts no longer control your actions. Confidence does not come from people's approval. Confidence comes from knowing that you are committed to your journey. It comes from keeping promises you make to yourself. Every small step, every lesson learned, and every challenge overcome builds inner strength. Sometimes the people who underestimate you are not necessarily bad people. They may simply be unable to imagine your potential because they are looking only at your current situation. Their perspective is limited by what they see today. But your future is not limited by someone else's imagination. Your job is not to convince everyone about your dreams. Your job is to work toward them. Dreams are protected by discipline. Goals are achieved through consistency. Success belongs to those who continue even when the excitement disappears and the challenges become difficult. There is a special kind of power that comes from proving yourself through action instead of words. Anyone can make promises, but results require commitment. Anyone can talk about success, but achievement requires sacrifice. The person who quietly works while others criticize will eventually create a story that cannot be ignored. Never allow someone else's doubt to become your limitation. A person's opinion is not a fact. Someone saying you cannot do something does not mean it is impossible. Many people achieve extraordinary things because they refuse to accept ordinary expectations. Remember that diamonds are created under pressure. Mountains are formed through powerful forces. Strength is often developed through challenges. The difficulties you face today may be preparing you for the success you will experience tomorrow. When people underestimate you, stay focused. Keep learning. Keep improving. Keep moving forward. Let your discipline speak. Let your progress speak. Let your success speak. One day, the same people who doubted you may look at your achievements and wonder how you did it. They may ask when everything changed. The answer will be simple: everything changed when you decided that other people's opinions would not determine your future. The most powerful response to doubt is becoming proof. The most powerful answer to criticism is achievement. The most powerful statement is a life that shows what is possible. Do not waste your energy trying to convince people who cannot see your vision. Use that energy to build, create, and grow. Your journey does not need constant explanation. Your results will tell the story. Because in the end, success does not need permission. Greatness does not need approval. And a person who believes in themselves and continues working with patience and determination will always have the final word. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, where people rush to defend themselves and prove their worth, silence and patience have become rare qualities. Many people believe that staying quiet means weakness, that waiting means losing, or that not responding immediately means you do not have power. But true wisdom teaches us something different. Silence is not the absence of strength, and patience is not the absence of action. They are powerful tools that allow a person to think clearly, control emotions, and move forward with confidence. A person who knows how to remain silent during difficult moments has a level of control that many people never develop. Anyone can react in anger. Anyone can speak without thinking. Anyone can allow emotions to control their actions. But it takes real strength to pause, observe, and choose the right response. Silence gives the mind time to understand situations before making decisions that may later be regretted. Many conflicts in life become worse because people respond too quickly. A harsh word leads to another harsh word, and a small disagreement turns into a major problem. But a calm person understands that every battle does not require a reaction. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. Silence can protect your peace and prevent you from wasting energy on situations that do not deserve your attention. Patience is another hidden strength that separates successful people from those who give up too early. In a world that wants instant results, patience reminds us that valuable things take time. A strong relationship, a successful career, personal growth, and meaningful achievements are not created overnight. They require consistency, effort, and the ability to continue even when progress seems slow. Many people quit because they do not see immediate results. They plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. When life does not move according to their expectations, they become frustrated. But nature teaches us that growth happens quietly. A tree grows slowly beneath the surface before anyone notices its height. In the same way, personal development often happens silently before the results become visible. People who practice patience understand that every challenge has a purpose. Difficult moments are not always signs that you should stop. Sometimes they are opportunities to develop strength, wisdom, and resilience. A person who learns to wait with hope and determination becomes stronger with every obstacle they overcome. Silence also allows you to understand people better. When you talk less and observe more, you begin to notice things that others miss. You see people's actions, not just their words. You understand their intentions and recognize patterns. This awareness helps you make better decisions and build healthier relationships. A person who is constantly trying to prove themselves often loses their peace. They feel the need to explain every decision, answer every criticism, and defend themselves against every opinion. But a confident person knows their own value. They do not need to convince everyone. They understand that time reveals the truth. There will always be people who misunderstand you. There will always be people who judge you without knowing your story. If you react to every criticism, you give others control over your emotions. But when you remain calm and focused, you take back that control. Your peace becomes more important than winning every argument. Patience also teaches emotional discipline. Life will test everyone with disappointment, rejection, and unexpected challenges. The difference between people who succeed and those who give up is often how they respond during difficult times. A patient person does not allow one bad moment to destroy their entire journey. They understand that situations change and that difficult seasons eventually pass. Some of the greatest achievements in life come from people who continued quietly despite facing doubt and failure. They did not announce every plan. They did not seek attention at every step. They worked silently, improved themselves, and allowed their results to speak. There is a special kind of confidence in someone who does not need constant recognition. They are not motivated only by praise from others. Their motivation comes from within. They know their goals. They understand their purpose. And they remain committed even when nobody is watching. Silence does not mean you accept disrespect or allow others to harm you. True strength also includes knowing when to speak. The wisdom is understanding the difference between a situation that requires your voice and a situation that only requires your calmness. A powerful person does not speak because they are forced to. They speak because their words have meaning. Patience does not mean waiting without effort. It means continuing your work while trusting the process. It means staying committed even when results are delayed. It means understanding that success is built through small steps repeated consistently over time. The world often celebrates loud success, but many great victories are created in silence. Behind every successful person are moments nobody saw: the struggles, the sacrifices, the doubts, and the patience required to keep going. The final achievement may look sudden, but the journey behind it was built day by day. When you develop the strength of silence and patience, you become harder to break. You stop allowing temporary problems to control your emotions. You become more thoughtful, more focused, and more prepared for whatever challenges come your way. Remember that a calm ocean can be deep, and a quiet person can carry incredible strength. Do not mistake silence for weakness. Do not mistake patience for inability. Sometimes the person who says the least is the person who understands the most. In life, not every moment requires a reaction. Not every opinion requires an answer. Not every challenge requires immediate action. Sometimes the greatest move is to stay calm, keep working, and allow time to reveal what words cannot. The hidden strength behind silence and patience is the ability to remain powerful without needing to prove power. It is the ability to stay focused when others are distracted, to stay peaceful when others are angry, and to keep moving forward when others give up. Master your emotions. Protect your peace. Trust your journey. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Because true strength is not always found in what you say. Sometimes it is found in what you choose not to say. Every person we meet in life carries a story that we cannot see. We often see only a small part of someone else's life: their appearance, their current situation, their mistakes, or their position in society. But behind every face is a journey filled with experiences, struggles, dreams, and lessons that remain hidden from the world. This is why respect is one of the most valuable qualities a person can have. When we respect others, we recognize their humanity and understand that every individual has a story worth knowing. Many times, people judge others too quickly. They look at someone else's clothes and assume they know their lifestyle. They see someone struggling and assume they are not successful. They see someone who made mistakes and believe that person has no value. But life is much more complex than what appears on the surface. A person who is struggling today may have fought battles that others could never imagine. A person who seems ordinary may have sacrificed everything to support their family or achieve their dreams. We should always remember that we are seeing only one chapter of someone else's story, not the entire book. A person's current situation does not define their complete journey. Someone may be going through a difficult season, but that does not mean their life will always remain difficult. Someone may have failed many times, But those failures may be teaching them the lessons needed for future success. Respect does not cost anything, but it can change someone's entire day or even their entire life. A kind word, a small gesture, or a simple act of understanding can give hope to someone who is silently struggling. Sometimes people are fighting battles that nobody knows about. They may be dealing with pain, disappointment, or challenges while still trying to smile and continue moving forward. The way we treat people who cannot offer us anything in return reveals our true character. It is easy to respect someone who has power, wealth, or influence. But real kindness is shown when we treat everyone with dignity, regardless of their position. A person's value is not determined by their job, money, or social status. Every human being deserves basic respect because every person has feelings, dreams, and challenges. Many successful people were once ignored or underestimated. They were not always recognized for their potential. They experienced rejection, criticism, and moments when others doubted them. But they continued their journey, learned from their struggles, and eventually achieved things that surprised the world. If people had judged them only by their difficult moments, they would never have seen the greatness hidden within them. Respect also means listening before judging. Often, we create opinions about people without knowing their reasons, their background, or their circumstances. We assume we understand their choices, but we rarely know the full picture. A person's behavior may be influenced by experiences we have never faced. Their struggles may have shaped them in ways we cannot understand. When we choose understanding over judgment, we create stronger connections with others. Instead of asking, "Why is this person like this?" we begin asking, "What might this person have experienced?" This small change in thinking creates compassion and helps us see people with more kindness. Life has a way of changing situations. The person you ignore today may become someone important in your future. The person you disrespect today may be the person who helps you tomorrow. The world is constantly changing, and nobody knows where their journey or someone else's journey will lead. Humility teaches us to treat everyone well because we understand that circumstances can change. Wealth can disappear, positions can change, and success can rise and fall. But good character and respect remain valuable in every situation. A person who respects others creates a positive impact wherever they go. Sometimes the people who need respect the most are the ones who receive it the least. A worker, a stranger, an elderly person, or someone facing difficulties may rarely hear words of appreciation. A simple act of kindness toward them can remind them that they matter. Never underestimate the power of making someone feel seen and valued. Respect is not about agreeing with everyone or accepting every action. It is about recognizing the worth of a person while understanding differences. We can have different opinions, different backgrounds, and different experiences while still treating each other with dignity. The greatest leaders and successful individuals understand this principle. They do not measure people only by what they can provide. They value people because they understand that every individual contributes something unique to the world. They know that greatness is not only about achieving personal success, but also about how many people you inspire and uplift along the way. Every person has experienced moments of pain, fear, and uncertainty. Everyone has faced challenges that tested their strength. The difference is that some struggles are visible while others remain hidden. This is why kindness should be our default response. We never know what someone is carrying inside. Imagine how different the world would be if people stopped judging quickly and started showing more understanding. There would be fewer conflicts, stronger relationships, and more compassion between people. A society built on respect becomes a place where individuals feel valued and supported. Remember that your words and actions leave an impression. You may forget a conversation, but someone else may remember how you made them feel. A moment of disrespect can hurt deeply, while a moment of kindness can create lasting hope. Before judging someone, take a moment to remember that every person has a journey. Some journeys are filled with success, some with struggles, and some with both. But every journey deserves respect. The person standing in front of you has lived experiences, faced challenges, and overcome moments that you may never know about. Treat people with kindness. Speak with respect. Show patience and understanding. Because behind every person is a story. And behind every story is a human being trying their best to move forward. The true measure of a person is not how they treat those above them, but how they treat those who cannot help them. Respect everyone, because you never know their journey, their struggles, or the greatness that may be hidden within them. Sometimes the people we overlook today are the ones whose stories inspire us tomorrow. Throughout life, every person faces moments when they are hurt, rejected, criticized, or underestimated by others. There will be times when someone treats you unfairly, speaks badly about you, or tries to make you feel less valuable. In those moments, the easiest reaction is often anger. You may feel the desire to prove them wrong, make them regret their actions, or return the same pain they caused you. But true strength comes from understanding that revenge does not create real success. The greatest victory is not bringing someone else down, it is rising so high that their negativity no longer controls your heart or your future. Many people believe that success means showing others that they were wrong. They imagine the moment when those who doubted them finally realize their mistake. While achieving your goals can naturally change how people see you, living only for that moment keeps you connected to the same negativity you are trying to escape. If your happiness depends on someone else's regret, then they still have power over your emotions. Real success begins when you stop allowing hate to guide your actions. It begins when you decide that your future is more important than your past. The people who hurt you may have taken a moment from your life, but they do not deserve to take control of your dreams, your peace, or your purpose. Rising above hate does not mean ignoring the pain you experienced. It means learning from it without allowing it to destroy you. Every difficult experience carries a lesson. The person who betrayed you may teach you the importance of choosing people wisely. The person who underestimated you may teach you to believe in yourself. The challenges you face can become the foundation of your growth. A powerful person is not someone who never feels anger. A powerful person is someone who knows how to control that anger and transform it into something positive. Instead of using pain as a reason to hurt others, they use it as motivation to improve themselves. They turn disappointment into determination and struggles into strength. History is filled with people who faced rejection, criticism, and unfair treatment. Many of them had every reason to seek revenge, but they chose a different path. They focused on creating, improving, and becoming better versions of themselves. Their success became their answer. They did not need to destroy their enemies because their achievements spoke louder than any argument could. When someone tries to bring you down, they often expect you to react emotionally. They want you to lose your focus, waste your energy, and become trapped in conflict. But when you remain calm and continue building your life, you take away their ability to control you. Your peace becomes your power. Revenge keeps you connected to the person who hurt you. Every time you think about how to make them suffer, you're giving them space in your mind. But forgiveness and growth free you from that connection. Letting go does not mean what happened was acceptable. It means you value your own peace more than carrying anger. The most successful people understand that their energy is precious. They do not waste it on hatred, arguments, or proving themselves to everyone. They invest their energy into learning, improving, creating, and achieving their goals. They know that every minute spent focusing on negativity is a minute taken away from building a better future. Sometimes the strongest response to disrespect is silence. Not every insult deserves an answer. Not every critic deserves your attention. Some people will never understand your journey because they are only looking at one moment of your life. Time has a way of revealing the truth, and your consistent actions will always speak louder than temporary opinions. True success is about becoming someone you respect. It is about looking at yourself and knowing that you stayed true to your values, even when others did not. It is about maintaining kindness when the world gives you reasons to become bitter. It is about choosing character over revenge. A person filled with hate may achieve temporary victories, but they will never experience true peace. Carrying anger is like carrying a heavy weight everywhere you go. It affects your thoughts, your relationships, and your happiness. When you release that burden, you create space for growth, confidence, and new opportunities. The greatest form of revenge is not making someone suffer. It is becoming so strong, successful, and peaceful that their actions no longer matter. It is waking up every day focused on your own purpose instead of being trapped by someone else's negativity. Success built on anger is fragile because it depends on the people you want to prove wrong. But success built on passion, discipline, and purpose is powerful because it comes from within. When you work because you believe in your dreams, your achievements become meaningful beyond anyone else's opinion. There will always be people who misunderstand you. There will always be critics who judge you without knowing your struggles. You cannot control what others say or think, but you can control how you respond. Your response defines your character. Choosing kindness over hate does not make you weak. It shows emotional strength. Anyone can react with anger, but it takes courage to remain calm. Anyone can seek revenge, but it takes wisdom to choose growth. Anyone can focus on destroying others, but it takes greatness to focus on building yourself. The world does not remember people only because of what they achieved. It remembers them because of who they became during the journey, the challenges they faced, the obstacles they overcame, and the way they treated others along the way define their true success. If someone has hurt you, do not allow that moment to become your identity. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are defined by what you choose to become afterward. You can choose bitterness, or you can choose growth. You can choose revenge, or you can choose greatness. Use your pain as fuel, but do not let it become poison. Let your experiences make you wiser, not harder. Let your struggles make you stronger, not cruel. The goal is not to become like those who hurt you. The goal is to become better than the circumstances that try to break you. One day, people may recognize your achievements and wonder how you continued despite everything you faced. The answer will not be revenge. The answer will be discipline, patience, self-belief, and the decision to rise above negativity. True success is not about defeating others. It is about mastering yourself. It is about controlling your emotions, protecting your peace, and becoming the best version of who you can be. The person who rises above hate wins the greatest victory of all, a life filled with purpose, confidence, and inner peace. Let your success be your response. Let your character be your message. Let your journey prove that no amount of negativity can stop a person who is determined to grow.